Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. As it turns out, The Voice Season 24 winner Huntley sounds phenomenal no matter where he sings, whether on stage performing for millions of viewers or in a hotel bathroom. On July 7, he took to Instagram to share his feelings about finally being able to take a nice hot shower after a recent whirlwind tour. The powerhouse vocalist took the opportunity to belt out a few lines of the Whitney Houston classic, "I Will Always Love You." "How I feel when I find a shower I fit in while on the road," he said. Go figure that the inside of a hotel bathroom is the perfect venue to showcase Huntley's larger-than-life vocals. Seriously, the acoustics in that room are amazing. And the fact that Houston's iconic song is so difficult to sing makes his impromptu vocal performance even more impressive. Fans got a taste of what Huntley's been up to this summer a few months ago when he impressively delivered a memorable cover of Too Sweet by Hozier. Here's what to know about "I Will Always Love You." Houston was not the legendary artist initially responsible for bringing such an epic song to life. While her version of "I Will Always Love You" reached #1 and stayed there for months on the Billboard Hot 100 as part of the soundtrack to the film The Bodyguard, fans have another music sensation to thank for penning the iconic song: Dolly Parton. While most people equate Houston's 1992 ballad as the definitive version of the song, Parton wrote and recorded "I Will Always Love You" in 1973 as a tribute to a mentor and former business partner she parted ways with. Although Parton's version topped the country charts, the song didn't become a worldwide tour de force until nearly 20 years later with Houston's version. At the 36th Annual Grammy Awards, Houston brought home some serious hardware thanks to "I Will Always Love You." The superstar took home Grammys for Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. The room was silent, filled only with the anticipatory energy of the audience. It was a modest venue, nestled in a quiet corner of the city, yet tonight it was brimming with people who had come to witness a voice rumored to be extraordinary. As the lights dimmed, the hush deepened, and all eyes turned to the stage. There stood Huntley, a young man with an unassuming presence, dressed simply, but with an air of confidence that suggested something special was about to unfold. Huntley had always been passionate about music, but it wasn't until he was in his late teens that he discovered his true calling: his voice. It wasn't just any voice. It was a voice that could stop you in your tracks, a voice that could make you feel things you didn't know you were capable of feeling. And tonight, Huntley was about to perform something incredibly ambitious: an a cappella cover of Whitney Houston's iconic "I Will Always Love You." The challenge was daunting. Covering a song by Whitney Houston was no small feat, especially a song that had become a standard in vocal excellence. But Huntley wasn't deterred. He had spent months perfecting every note, every breath, and every nuance of the song. His preparation had been meticulous, but there was one element that had surprised even him: the acoustics. The venue had been chosen carefully. It was an old theater with high ceilings and walls made of stone and wood, materials that naturally enhanced sound. When Huntley had first visited the space, he knew it was perfect. The acoustics were incredible, almost magical. The way sound traveled through the room, how it resonated and lingered, was unlike anything he had experienced before. It was as if the room had been designed specifically for his voice. As he stood on stage, Huntley took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and let the silence envelop him. Then he began. The first notes were soft, almost a whisper, but they carried through the room with an intensity that made the audience lean forward in their seats. Huntley's voice was pure, clear, and hauntingly beautiful. The acoustics of the room amplified every note, every subtle inflection, turning the performance into something otherworldly. As he moved into the chorus, the power of his voice filled the space completely. It was as if the walls, the ceiling, and even the air itself were vibrating with the sound. The audience was transfixed. They had expected a good performance, but this was something else entirely. Huntley's voice didn't just mimic Whitney Houston's. It honored it, adding his own unique touch while staying true to the emotional core of the song. The acoustics of the theater played a crucial role in this. Each note bounced off the walls, creating a rich, full sound that enveloped the audience. The room seemed to come alive, responding to Huntley's voice as if it were an instrument in itself. The resonance was perfect, allowing the higher notes to soar and the lower notes to reverberate with a deep, almost physical presence. As Huntley sang, he felt a connection to the room, to the audience, and to the song in a way he had never experienced before. It was as if everything had come together in that moment. The months of practice, the perfect acoustics, and the emotional depth of the song. It was a performance that transcended the ordinary, and everyone in the room could feel it. The final chorus arrived, and Huntley's voice swelled to its fullest, filling the room with an overwhelming sense of love, loss, and longing. The sound was almost tangible, wrapping around the audience like a warm embrace. The acoustics made every note feel more intense, more real, as if the emotions behind the song were being communicated directly to each person in the audience. When the last note faded, the room was silent once again. For a moment, no one moved or spoke. It was as if they were afraid to break the spell that had been cast. Then, slowly, the audience began to applaud. The applause started softly, but quickly grew into a standing ovation. People were cheering, some with tears in their eyes, moved by what they had just witnessed. Huntley stood on stage, breathless but elated. He had known the performance would be good, but even he hadn't anticipated just how powerful it would be. The acoustics of the room had elevated his voice to new heights, turning what could have been a simple cover into something extraordinary. After the show, people gathered in the lobby, buzzing with excitement. They spoke in hushed tones, as if still under the spell of Huntley's performance. Many approached him, eager to express their admiration and gratitude. Some told him how the song had touched them, how it had brought back memories or made them feel emotions they hadn't felt in years. Huntley listened graciously, humbled by the response. He knew that part of the magic had been the venue itself. The acoustics had transformed his voice, turning it into something almost divine. It was a reminder of the power of music and how the right setting could turn a simple performance into something unforgettable. As he left the theater that night, Huntley felt a sense of fulfillment. He had set out to honor Whitney Houston, to do justice to one of her most iconic songs, and he had succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. But more than that, he had experienced the true power of music, how it could transcend space and time, touch the hearts of people, and create moments of pure magic. And as he walked into the night, with the echoes of his voice still lingering in the air, Huntley knew that this was just the beginning. There were more songs to sing, more rooms to fill, and more moments of magic waiting to be created. But tonight he had captured something special, something unforgettable. The voice, the song, and the acoustics had come together in perfect harmony, creating a performance that would be remembered for years to come.